use this hand to frame, and then, very good.
Stop taking away people's rights!
That's good, that's good.
I'm Anastasia Boden, a senior attorney at the Pacific Legal Foundation, and I sue the government when it violates people's rights. I think MMA fighting is a lot like fighting the government because it's terrifying. You're up against a very powerful opponent, but you have to walk in there confident, knowing that what you're doing is right. And Renato Moicano, for example, he goes in there with a purpose. He's not just fighting to fight. He's fighting to win, to take home money to his family. And he uses his time afterward to talk about the Constitution and how great America is. Maybe fighters and lawyers aren't all that different. So he's gonna try to choke me out today and teach me a little bit about what he believes in. So let's go see what he has to say.
The heart and the soul of MMA is the competition aspect. Fighters, they represent the desire to be better, the desire to overcome themselves and to not only beat the opponent, but to push the boundaries of yourself. So I think that's why people love fighting.
Money!
How are you?
Think?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Is this appropriate? Nobody taught me in law
Very
school.
much, no.
Okay.
We need to fix that.
So Renato, I know the very, very basics of MMA. It's called a match. It's done in a ring or an octagon. And there are 3 to 5 5-minute rounds. I'm guessing that just depends on how long the person holds out.
5 rounds is for championship. So if you're a champion, you fight in 5 rounds.
Okay.
Or if like is a title bout eliminator that the winner gonna fight for the title, usually it's 5 rounds. Or the main event, but usually most of fights are 3 rounds.
Okay, unless someone taps out earlier, right?
Yes, exactly. Okay. Or get knocked out.
Okay, so it could be knockout, submission, or judge
Decision.
decision. No points, they just pick a winner.
No, they score based on the same score of boxing, like 10-9 rounds. So the winner gets 10, the loser gets 9 or less, and they on the end they see who score more points.
Okay, and I know that there are weight divisions, and you have fluctuated between divisions.
Yes.
Featherweight, lightweight.
Yes.
I think I'm in that weight division, but you're pure muscle, so I think I have some work to do. And does your strategy change depending on which weight division you're in?
No, because back in the day when I was younger, I used to fight in the 145 division, but actually we cut a lot of weight. So I was getting older and heavier, so right now it's impossible to me to make the weight on 45, so that's why I fight on the 155 division, but I still have to lose like 25, 30 pounds, so it's a lot of weight. We go to the scale on the Friday, and then on the next day, I'm probably weighing 175, 180, so you lose the weight and you gain all the weight back on the other day. Crazy.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so those are the basics of MMA. What am I missing? What's like the heart, the soul of MMA?
I think the heart and the soul of MMA is the competition aspect. You know, fighting is like on our society, in every society blood. I think this is the first, I'm not even gonna say sport because people fight before, I don't know, the beginning of times people are fighting for something, and I think fighters, especially on MMA, UFC, they represent that, the desire to be better, the desire to overcome themselves and to not only beat the opponent, but to push the boundaries of yourself. So I think that's why people love fighting, like a healthy and good competition. Sometimes you get hurt, sometimes you hurt other people, but I think it's on the contract, so
Right.
we don't need to be too worry on that because we are professionals too.
Yeah. So that's what maybe attracts the fighters. What do you think attracts the fans?
I think MMA and sports in general is the last boundary that we have, like that we really can compete and you really can go 100% because, you know, I don't recommend people to go fighting on the street, but in the octagon, in a ring, in a sport, there is no better feeling than winning. And I feel when people like the fighter and when they wins, people feel they win too, you know? They support the fighters and this is my favorite fighter, I like him to win. And the betting too. I think people love to bet.
Oh, right. Yeah, I think when you're saying that, it also reminds me that people like watching it and maybe they kind of envy being that independent and self-sufficient. Like for me, it's very attractive to watch that, or like, I was watching Dune. I don't know if you've seen the Dune movies.
Yes.
And I was thinking how good it would feel to be that self-sufficient, to not be afraid when you walk. For me, I landed at 1:30 a.m. last night and walked to my hotel room and I was afraid, and I think it's people maybe envy that feeling of self-sufficiency.
But I think people got mistaken over here because I feel afraid, When I'm going to a fight, I know the guy can beat me up, can even injure myself really in a really bad way, but I don't let the fear overcome me, so I have to control my fear. And that's why martial arts is very important, especially for kids that get bullied or that is struggling with something, because martial arts is about how you can overcome pressure, how you can overcome fear, and how can you be a better human being dealing with all this pressure. So it's not that I don't feel afraid, I just don't want the fear to dominate in me, I want to go over there and always try my best.
That's fascinating. I bet most people don't think that you feel any fear.
yeah, I know. But but let me tell you something. When I'm walking over the cage, it's so surreal and so uncertain. I don't know what's going to happen, even though I'm really focused and I know what I have to do. In the end of the day, it's a guess. Everything can happen in a fight, and I'm prepared for that. I'm willing to die in a fight.
Yeah, well, fear can be a great motivator. I mean, I think I'm constantly afraid that I'm going to get fired, and I think it's what makes me be a good attorney. Because, I want to succeed.
Yeah, that's the problem with government. They don't have this. They don't deal with consequences. They can spend money. They can go over on people, and they don't have consequences on that. And that's why I think it's so important in sports, because you go over there, if you don't perform well, it's your fault. You cannot blame nobody. You cannot make excuses, but the government can, and they will do.
And you just take more money.
Exactly. Take more money, devalue your money, devalue the people that saves money, tax you through inflation. That's why I'm very worried about the way government deal things, and next year, who knows what's gonna happen. Interest rates are going down because they cannot pay the debt, and then what they're gonna do? They're gonna sell bonds to the Fed, and the Fed gonna inflate the currency, and the hard money that I have, I will lose the value, and people that are rich gonna get richer because they're gonna buy assets like houses and the stock market, and we're going to see what's happening right now, like a reverse market crash. The stock market is up 30%, but the GDP is not on the same level. So the rich gonna get rich, the poor gonna get poor because of bad policies. Because I don't like government money, I like private money, and that's why I like Bitcoin, and I always talk about Bitcoin.
I wonder if that fear about the future and the economy getting worse and all these things, is that something that motivated you to talk about, the Constitution and government and Mises and those things in your speeches?
100%. Once I understand that government is like a gang, they're gonna prey upon you and they're gonna do whatever it takes to take control. And I start to get worried about that. And that's why I like Constitution, because Constitution limit power of central government. And I love the founding fathers, George Washington, all that smart people. They were so smart because they knew what a central power done, because they were dealing with the British Empire. So they say, I don't want this to become a new the British Empire. I want decentralization, freedom to people that produce, especially, and that's why America was so successful.
Yeah, it's so great to hear you talk about the Constitution, because, I'm a constitutional attorney. That's my job. And I thought it was like we three nerds at my law firm who really love the Constitution, because I think even in America with this great document, a lot of people don't know what it says, or they don't care about it, or even, the New York Times wrote an article the other day saying that the Constitution's dangerous.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah. And
unbelievable.
Why do you think that you appreciate it more than other people?
I think because I am from a different background. I am from Brazil, and I know how bad things can be if the government takes control over your life. And we saw that in a lot of places in the world, like the natural thing for the government is to grow. The central government was very small on the beginning of USA, but they create these agencies like the central bank, the Fed, and then CIA and the FBI, and they want more power. So they're gonna grow. They're gonna try to spy on the citizens. They're gonna try to violate the laws and Constitution. Is the only solution that you have against the government to keep they're on the place. We have to keep the government at bay, and that's why I think probably the most important document in the whole human history is not only the Constitution but the Bill of Rights that says God made you free. You have the right and you have the self-evident right to be free and to have private property and liberty, and that's a revolutionary thing. If you think about back in the day when we have like monarchy and we have like kings and stuff like that, you are not controlled on your own life, but since you have the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, you can do whatever you want with your life. Be careful, government wants more power, and the most important thing, they want to destroy you by inflation and by bad policies with the money. So that's why I hate government money. I hate that government controls the money. I hate that the central banks control the interest rates, because that way they will destroy the market. And like I say, and I'm going to say again, they're going to destroy, you're going to have a reverse market crash, and people are going to be poor in America because bad policies in the government and welfare and handouts and all that stuff that we see in other countries.
Well, I heard you say you went to law school, and I was thinking about your career and how you got here. Did you always know that you wanted to be in MMA? Like for attorneys, a lot of times parents know that their kids from a young age want to be attorneys because they're very argumentative. Like my mom said that she would tell me, it's time to go to bed, and then by the end of the conversation, she'd be defending that to me, you know, like telling me why she had that position instead of me, you know, just doing what she said. But I wonder, like, did you grow up thinking that you were going to do MMA from a young age?
No, not really, because that was too far for me. You know, I never thought about that. My father is a lawyer himself, so and the problem is he works to the government. He works for the government in Brazil. So I grew up in Brazil thinking government was a good thing. I think in Brazil, my father was teaching me, no, the government is good because they can take care of the poor. They can like. Do redistribution, right, of the money. So they're gonna take money from people that has money and give people. But let me ask you something. I just see the gap between the people that have and the people that have not just getting bigger. And every day we're getting more taxation. You know, government is taxing people more. We have more poor people than ever. You know, so I don't think this is a solution. And I never thought that I would be a lawyer. But like I say, my father wanted me to be a lawyer, and I was very argumentative too, you know, so that was a good profession, but I guess I just love more to compete. The thing that I love is compete, so I found my place in MMA.
Yeah, that's interesting what you said, that a lot of people, I think, view the government as being kind of like charity, like good for the poor. And also what you said earlier about it always wanting to grow and get bigger. And like I just filed a lawsuit a couple weeks ago where I'm representing a charity because the government now is criminalizing charity because they want to be the only ones. 100%. They want the monopoly.
Yeah.
And that's just crazy. If you really cared about the good of people, you would want everyone to help out. So that resonates with me.
But I think if everybody do their own part, that would be a better place to live. But I don't like to give my money to somebody do the job because it's a never good job. If you want to do something good, do yourself.
Right. You know, I think that people who know me professionally think that I'm really feisty or aggressive because that's how I am in court. That's how you have to be when you are representing someone and you feel like a terrible injustice is being done. But in everyday life, I'm actually like not confrontational at all. And I wonder for you how you feel. Like, is there a difference between you in the ring and you in everyday life? Or is that like unleashing your inner self? Or is that like a part that you play when you get into the ring?
That's a very good question. I think back in the day, I used to get confused about that. And I did not separate the Renato Moicano from Renato Carneiro. That's my real name. But I understand. I cannot be aggressive like in the ring in my house today. Otherwise, my family would hate me. You know, if I'm fighting every day with everybody, it's not good. I think you have to choose your battles, but when I'm fighting, it's not like me. It's like Manny Moicano. It's this persona, you know? So I'm not ranting every day on my house talking about the government. Maybe I am. But when I fight and when we have cameras, I tune up a little bit so I can make myself clear, you know, especially because my English is not the best. I want people to realize that I'm trying my best, and eventually in a couple of years, it's going to be great.
Do you find that that's hard to do? You know, like you have a fight and then you have to go home and walk in the door and like throw on a Christmas movie, you know, like how do you shut it off?
I have a very good family. I know my wife since we are like probably 14. We went to the high school together and we met a couple years ago. So she supported me 100% since the beginning. So to me, that's very important. So in my home is my safe place, is the place that I can be myself 100%, that I can like, if I'm not in a bad day, I say, hey, don't talk to me. Today I'm not very good. So we don't fight, you know. So she knows how my life it is. Sometimes I have to cut, like I say, 20 pounds and I'm not on the mood to talk. Sometimes I have to recover. So she does everything for me. And I think that's why at my home is where I am at my best.
That's lovely. I met my husband when I was 17, so we go way back too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I have to cut 20 pounds too. No. I think MMA is a sport where people are known as much for their skills as their persona, right? What would you say is the essence of Manny Moicano? What's your persona?
Moicano wants money. That's my whole thing. I want money. I want to go over there because I keep talking to people, you know. Think about that. Back in the day, we used to be good families, and you could get your wife to take care of your home and your kid, and then you could have like a good job, and you get paid and you have a good life. But nowadays it's almost impossible to have only one people working on the household, and it's all about the economy because, like I say, government wants more power and they want everybody working so they can pay more taxes and they keep devaluate the value of money. So what I want is money, and I'm gonna invest and I'm gonna buy Bitcoin, real estate, all that stuff. So after I'm done, like I'm 40, I don't have to work and I can live free. And that's the funny part. I don't even want to be rich to buy stuff or to travel. I like to be at my couch watching YouTube or reading books or playing video games, you know, that's my life. Be with my family at my home. But I need money for that. So right now, I will get as much as money as possible. And I will try, like I say, I will try to use my platform to make myself clear on my beliefs. If more people realize the government is the problem, is not the solution, that's going to be beneficial to myself. Because more people are awake and ready to fight for their rights, it's better for me because I'm gonna preserve my rights too. So I will try to keep spreading the word.
I love it.
All right, you wanna get back to the training?
I'm ready.
Let's go. I want you to punch. 1, 2. Very good. If you're trying to kick, you have to turn a little bit your hip. So turn your hip and kick the leg. Now 1, 2 and kick. Let's see how you do it. Ooh. Very good, very good. Let's go. I just have to hold your neck with my arm, the other arm cross. I'm gonna take it easy, but you just squeeze.
Okay.
Yeah, cross your arms and squeeze hard. Let's go. Let me see if you can finish me. Turn me and put the foot so you can put me on the ground.
I can't see all my muscles under this thing.
Use this hand to frame and then push. Very good.
Stop taking away people's rights!
That's good, that's good.
Manny, thank you so much. I feel really lucky to have learned from the best, and I feel like maybe the Constitution's a little bit safer because we have another advocate for it in the world, so thank you for that.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure. Very good student.
Thank you.
I'm used to kicking ass, but today's trial run kind of kicked mine. But I feel good about it. I learned a lot. I met Manny Moicano. I met a person who loves the Constitution as much as me. And I think I made the streets a little bit safer because I've mastered the rear naked choke.